So a lot of people who may consider leading these support groups, they're not going to be psychologists or lawyers or
Mm.
anyone really up there as experts in certain fields. And I know you mentioned it's important to do your research and be prepared. How do you help mitigate the knowledge that you don't know as a person?
Well, I'll tell you, over the years, we've actually had quite a few mental health professionals, counselors, and therapists come to our meetings. And they would come to our meetings on a regular basis. They came every month for many years because they had an interest in parental alienation, both personally and professionally. So if you start having parental alienation support group meetings, you will find that many times a mental health professional will end up coming and they will keep coming. I have found that with other support groups, not just my own. And it's nice to have them there. But you do want to make it clear to everyone that they're not there to give counseling or therapy, to anyone in your meeting. But it is nice to have their presence. But how to handle that because like I said earlier, you don't have all the answers and you never want to act like you do, and you shouldn't think that you do. So one thing that we used to do for our in-person meetings was we actually had a library of books that we would bring and sit out for all of the members, and they could just sign them out and take them home and bring them back the next time. But it was a diverse library. It was books from a lot of the different experts like Dr. Warshak, Dr. Amy Baker, Dr. Craig Childress. We also had some books that were written by alienated parents. There are quite a few good books out there written by parents. And so we would just offer a diversity of education for the people coming to our meetings. And then as a host or facilitator yourself, you should always be looking for that and reading those things yourself. New research that comes out from Dr. Jennifer Harmon, the people who are on the PASG, the Parental Alienation Study Group. Several of them are coming out with new research, new articles all the time. So, you should, just like, any professional gets continuing education, you're not a professional if you're hosting a support group, but it is important that you stay current on the most recent research and education that's available in regards to the subject that you're covering in your support group meetings.
Absolutely. I imagine guest speakers would be another easy way to really hone in on a very specific topic and really share that knowledge with everyone else.
Having guest speakers is great. Uh, we had someone come who was running a family court watch group, and that was so interesting. This person actually was really great at facilitating groups of people to go in and do court watching in family court. We also had a therapist, a licensed therapist, come in who specialized in doing custody evaluations, and that was really, really interesting too. And it does fill those gaps of some things that you might not have talked about before, or that you might not know too much about. And for anyone who's going to host support group meetings, I wouldn't say you should have a guest speaker or guest presenter at every meeting, because it can take up a lot of time. And sometimes it can take up most of your time, but I would do it. Let's say you're going to have meetings every month for a year. I would try to have a guest speaker or a guest presenter, maybe two or three times that year. It's really, really interesting. And it also draws people in and kind of, keeps them coming back, which is nice. But, that's the other thing. If you can really gauge how well your support group meetings are doing by how many people keep coming back. And we had people that came back for years, and we had our meetings for many, many, many years. And we had a lot of people who came to every meeting every month for all of those years. And I think when they keep coming back, that tells you that they're getting something positive from your support group. And that's what you want. You want people to to come away from your meetings feeling better than worse, you know, feeling better than when they came in. And of course, sometimes it can be very emotional, but I would say we always ended our meetings on a positive note and with people just feeling understood. And that's the main thing with support group meetings for parental alienation, is you want the people coming in to feel understood, to feel like they're with other people who understand what they're going through, because that can be very hard to find when you're an alienated or a targeted parent.